G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I will be doing this the whole time. There's gonna be 30 minutes of me doing this while I chat to you. I'm struggling with the most severe allergies. I have to film this. I have to be with you for the next 30 minutes because I have to work later. And if I don't get, like, the time management in my world has been so bad. And I want to blame myself, but also I'm looking for other places to blame. I'm blaming Steve. The hardest part is I actually just don't have enough time in the day. It's not even how I'm managing the time. There just isn't enough. And now I've got allergies and they get in the way so badly. I'm so sorry. Please leave the video if you're so offended by that. This is just going to be that. I'm just going to be sniffle the whole time. Anyway, there's nothing worse than a nasal Australian accent, which this is what that sounds like to me. I'm never going to listen back to this video. Anyway, I'll be drawing for Collage Club December 2023. There's about 5 to 6 hours worth of footage in this video alone, and it's not even everything. This was a lot of the request stuff that I got from opening up the comments in November's video. I just wanted to see what people might like. I don't usually open up the floor for suggestions, not because I don't care about you guys. I just feel like I usually am pretty solid on what I like to do and what I want to do, and I'm just selfish like that. I just usually do what I want to do. But I figured that it would be a nice thing to open up the floor to suggestions, and it would also kind of push me in directions I hadn't really thought to take myself before. So it was a bit of a challenge. You guys love to suggest animals. I don't know what that's about. And men, well, I guess not men, but a lot of the things I end up drawing were... There's about 3 more men than I'm used to drawing, if I'm honest. But this one here, the fashionista girlies in a wheelchair, would never have really thought about that myself. And so I took that opportunity to kind of, you know, extend my world a little bit. And I really appreciated that. So thank you so much for those suggestions. I won't say I'll do that every month. Like I said, I'm pretty selfish and I'll do what I want to do. But for things like this, I feel like, you know, there's just things that my brain isn't going to really think up and that I do really appreciate the challenge for. So I probably will open that back up again, those suggestions, throughout 2024. I don't know how often, but I look forward to whatever you suggest then as well. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All of December Collage Club is available, so you can go check that out if you want. Merry Mix Media is today as well, December 8th, Friday, December 8th, sorry. If I ever get through the allergies, you'll hear about it. Very excited to announce that. It is available, and I mostly just want to stress these 2 things because if you don't know this, Merry Mix Media is a tradition that we've done around here. It's my little thank you gift, my little Christmas gift to my online art journaling creative community. Just to thank you for being here and for being wonderful. I just want to stress a few things about it. There's obviously the 3 little lessons in there. Very, very simple. They're kind of sentimental to me this year. A lot of the times they are, but this year specifically. So I'll let you see those, but it's a free Christmas mini workshop. This is the best way to join Teachable because not only do you get subscribed to that mailing list where all the return student coupons go, there is actually a return student coupon in this workshop. It is only valid until December 31st, 2023, which... is only a few weeks away, so you'll have some time to see if you want to take advantage of that or not. We also have a colouring competition going, so that's in there as well. Go and check all the information out. The only thing I want to tell you that I think people kind of get a little confused on or get a little lost on is that return student coupon is multiple use. So it's to the value of US $50. You can use that on as many different JLB creative workshops as you want on Teachable. The only thing it doesn't apply to is Collage Club, the subscription to Collage Club. So if you want to, and then some of the workshops on there, like the concept stamping live workshops, those are $35. So once you apply that coupon, it becomes free. So if you're looking to join some workshops that were paid workshops and still for free, please take advantage of that coupon. You can sign up literally on every single workshop you want and use the $50 for each of those. So that is something I like to offer because I don't ever put my workshops on sale. The price usually just always stays the same. I keep that value consistent. But speaking of sale, actually, my washi tapes are on sale in Etsy. Those are 50 cents. Price to go. Liquidation sale. I don't know why. I just needed to get them out. Sometimes if I've seen something for too long, I just don't want it around anymore. So we did have a stamp restock as well. So if you're looking to get some stamps that have been out of order, and then just throw in a couple of washi tapes for 50 cents, please go and take advantage of all of that. It is the gifting season, if that's what you're looking for. I always say this, but you can live a great life without any of it, but that is the information just in case you need it. I'm gonna just disappear for a second. My poor tissue is like like tan color because I have makeup on. I'm actually going. The reason I would just film this when I didn't have an allergy attack. I literally had it just before I turned on the camera. Um, I would normally not do that, but sometimes I don't have the time, and I've been so bad with time management, and I'm trying to blame everybody, but it's me. It's not me too. Like it is me, but it's not me. There just aren't enough hours in the day. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do about that. I just Anyway, so I have only this amount of half an hour to chat with you and catch up with you in life, and then I have to go work. I'm currently working at, oh, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm hijacking the voiceover. None of the rest of what I talk about is probably going to be about what's going on the screen. We're just going to chat for the next 24 minutes about things I've got going on, because I allude to things on Instagram and I kind of post about things vaguely. I'm not even doing Instagram daily anymore, which was a conscious choice. Now I think I want to go back to doing it daily. I kind of miss that accountability. It was like my YouTube video last week not going up on Friday. Everyone is very gracious about it, and I do appreciate that. That is, it's a testament to your character that you wouldn't jump down my neck for it, but I just don't like it. I don't like it because that's something that, like, is a goal I set for myself, so I feel like, A, I failed, but B, I feel like it's like such a long-winded way of thinking about it, but I really like that I get to do this as my job, and I really love that doing art journaling in any form or fashion could like pay my bills. So that is something that I'm so grateful for, and in gratitude and in being thankful, I feel like there's the feeling of it, there's the words that you express in gratitude, but then I feel like there's action that you put behind gratitude, and it's things like, even like showing up on time is like, I don't know why, but like things like that to me seem like, if you are grateful, you will do these things. I guess it's a really qualitative way to look at gratitude, but it happens in my head. This is just how I guess I'm just laying it out for you. I feel like if I am grateful for all of these opportunities that I get to have, then the least I can do is keep my word, right? I can say I'm going to put videos up on Friday because I've been doing videos for years, and the reason I do the videos is because I like to share this stuff with you. So you would think, well, if you like it and you have an hour in a week to film a video, then why can't you do it? But then time gets away from you, or you just don't factor the time in properly, or you've made a mistake with your schedule, and then you realize it's Friday and you haven't done it. Or you realize it's Friday, like right now, and I just haven't had the time to actually do the voiceover for it. And then you've had an allergy attack, and you think, well, maybe I'll just put it off until later, but then later is 9 p.m., and then you're late again. Things like that just happen. As much as it, like, I've always thought when I've been watching people, and I'm like, well, that's just so stupid. Like, of course you had an hour in your week. Of course you could do it. I just know things happen like that. But I always make my best efforts. And I feel like your best efforts will always show through. I think your intentions always show through, or you can always count on them to be revealed if they need to show through. But, I think making your best effort, what am I even trying to say here? A part of me being grateful is making sure that I do the things I say I'm going to do and show up and put the effort in. Like, I feel like there's a physical effort that goes into that, and making the video, like doing all the boring stuff of like, the editing and the formatting and the, doing like paying all the taxes and everything so that your business can still function. You do all of those things, and then there's parts of it that you really do love, but ultimately, like, a lot of gratitude does require effort if you're going to express that and show that to people. Mary Mix Media, for example. I'm really, really grateful that I get to do all of this as my job. So this is a gift that I'd like to give, but it doesn't just happen. I have to pay for the subscription to Teachable, which last year tripled in price for some reason. Still not happy about it. It's fine, but, it was annoying. You have to find the time to film everything, come up with the ideas, do all of the work, scan everything, make the PDFs, upload them all, make the thumbnails, format the whole course, make it, you do all of that stuff. And that is a physical effort that I've made. I do all of that so that I can say thank you. Because I could just say thank you. And I think it's fine that people say thank you. And I think it's fine that people are grateful. But I like to think that there's also things that people can do that cost them time and energy and money and effort that also, you know, really, really show how thankful you are, really show that gratitude. So it's kind of, it's that for me in my head. So when I miss a YouTube video, it's not about like, well, you know, no one's paying me to be on YouTube, so I don't have to be there, because it's not an obligation like that. I do want to be here, but sometimes I just don't manage myself well. And then, you know, I feel accountable to things that I've said, like a precedent that I've set, or like a, you know, something that I've said that I would give you, and then I don't do it. I feel guilty about that. So I have to go and do it. And, you know, I thank you, I guess, for, sorry, just got a random message. I thank you for being patient with that, because I know it doesn't really mean a lot to people, but for me, that's just, it means a lot to me that I do that. It makes me feel good and happy and pleased with myself. And it makes me feel like I have integrity, I guess, is the thing that I feel like, you know, kind of comes to question. Whoa, Bianca. Can you hear her snoring? She's going crazy over there. Bianca. I can't stand snoring. Okay, so that is that. Long-winded way to get to that. But I did put the Australia reaction video. Steve and I reacted to that video. Very, very hilarious. I loved it. Steve was just so like into watching it the whole time. Maybe I should have just let him watch it first, and then he could have reacted to it, because he was just seeing a lot of it for the first time. He saw it on my Insta story, so I don't know why he thought it was, a lot of it was new, but like he saw all the clips. But anyway, he enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I love a good little director's cut. I think Stella and I did one for Japan years and years ago. That ended up in Playtest Patreon, but the vlogs are in memory to Memento. It's the same vlogs, but Stella and I just voice over the whole thing. I should go back and watch those. Those are actually the kind of the most fun for me to go and watch, because like it's my own holiday. I get to experience it as well, like as a viewer. I don't know, it's so nice. It's like your precious memories, but they're all recorded. And then you've got like one of my favorite shows I used to love watching at home was Gogglebox. So I think there's something about me watching people react to things. I don't know what that's about, but I just love that. So imagine I start reacting to my own videos just so I can watch it. I don't like reacting to me per se, but I do love watching reaction videos. That's mostly what I watch on YouTube, actually. I watch reaction videos. Anyway, what else is going on in my life? Thank you so much for asking. I've calmed down now. I mean, we're just going to have allergies, but it's that time of year. We actually did a really long stint without having allergies, I feel. And then we do that period where all I do is talk about them. And then everyone gets annoyed because I talk about them. And then I get annoyed because I know I keep doing it. Anyway, I've got a lot of things to do, actually. I've got to go to the post office because the state tax people want to verify our identity, which is really interesting. First, I thought we were being audited, which is fine, but I thought it was just going to be a nightmare. But then they just wanted to verify our identity. So I have to go and send off all of that mail. It's just boring adult stuff, right? And then I have to get stamps because we have to send out our Christmas card. Our Christmas cards look so good this year. I'm so excited to show you. I actually think the card looks better than like the digital file. I don't know, because there's something about like what we did that the card itself makes it like it just kind of adds an extra element to it, which is saying a lot because it means really nothing. But I'm really, really excited to send those out. It was such a crack up to do, and I filmed the whole process. So there's a whole behind the scenes video that I think we'll be putting out on Christmas. So I'm excited to share that with you. Steve and I do those Christmas cards as like a tradition. And part of the tradition is that he actually prints them out and frames them, and I get them for Christmas. So we have a really huge, We Wish You a Moira Little Christmas. That one is humongous, that we actually have hanging in the house all year long. It's so dramatic. And then we have the Don We Now Our G'day apparel. I have that one. It's kind of like a smaller 8x10. I think it's 11x14, the one that I have, the Grinch one, Here to Steal Your Christmas. I think that one is 11x14. Anyway, so we print them all out, and I'm excited to see this one's printed out. I don't know how big he's going to do it, though. I think 11x14 is kind of my favorite. My goal is one day we'll have so many of the portraits printed that we'll have like a gallery wall at Christmas, where I think maybe behind the tree or something, where all of our Christmas card photos will hang, and it'll just be like a gallery wall of our like best hits. So anyway, I really love it. It's one of my favorite traditions. We did it a while ago. Steve got a new camera. He upgraded to I think it's called the R5, excuse me. Very, very expensive, but very, very beautiful camera. He's very excited to plan more shoots with that. And we were the first, our Christmas card was the first thing he shot on it. So we were just kind of getting used to it all. Danielle was there to help us, which was really nice. Thank you, Danielle. Went really well. So I'll share that with you later. I'm dancing. Lots of news on the dancing front. Hopefully you're ready to hear it. So I'm back at a Christmas fantasy parade at Disneyland, which is so fun. Absolutely love it. The thing I love about that is that I love Disneyland in the holiday times, but to actually be a part of the holiday experience for other people is just so, so special. Like, I don't know why that makes me feel extra special. Like, I know I'm going there to work. I have a responsibility to do work, like actual employment. But I don't know, it actually just feels like fun. Like, I get shocked when I still get the checks in the mail. I don't know why I never set up the thing. But when I get the check in the mail, I just look at it and I think, I can't believe they paid me to do it, because I would just do it for free. Don't tell them that, but I would just volunteer to do it. I just love it. So I've been dancing over there. I have no specific work days this year, so I just kind of pick up days wherever other people are taking days off, which has actually meant that I've been working a lot. Like next week, I think I'll be there for the full week. I've done a couple of 4-day weeks, which, 5-day weeks. It's a lot. Like it's actually a full-time job. But I do take my work and do it on the breaks in between, so that's been fine. That's kind of the reason where I get really bad with my time management, especially because I'm not used to working and then feeling so exhausted afterwards. And it's a physical job, like it's dancing, and it does require a lot of energy. But also my day is very specific when I go. Like, I am very particular with how I eat on days that I perform parades. Not so much shows. Like when I was doing the Goring 20s at Knott's, I wasn't as specific. Like, I think I would have a coffee before I went and did that. Like, I would eat food between, that was a little heavier. But for parades specifically, because it's a very intense, like, a Christmas fantasy parade is long. Like, sometimes you'll be dancing for, over half an hour just straight. And you don't get to take a break for a drink or anything. Like, you just have to be able to make it all the way through. That just requires my body to be like in a very specific state. Like, I have to just feel like I haven't got like food rumbling around in my tummy, or I don't feel like I've drunk so much water that I need to go and pee every 5 seconds. So I microdose water. I'm actually gonna do that right now. Just a couple little sips every 15 minutes, and then I'll be fine. I'll be hydrated, but I won't need to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. But yeah, so that has been really, really wonderful. And a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, I think it was actually a long time ago. I think I was doing the Goring 20s when I auditioned for it. I auditioned for a new offering that they're having at Disneyland, or Disney's California Adventure next year. So they kind of had in the audition breakdown that it was for a new parade of sorts, but we didn't really know anything about it. So I just auditioned because I didn't know what was going to happen next year. It's kind of like the thing when you're a dancer, like there's lots of things happening, but you really don't know what you're going to end up doing. And you just kind of throw yourself out into everything, see what happens. You kind of take whatever offer you get and, figure it out after that. So I auditioned for that with a bunch of friends, and I'm happy to say that I think every person that I was tracking along with myself got offered that new parade. It's a Pixar parade at California Adventure. They announced it last week, or this week, on Monday, I think. And the day that they announced it was the day that they also emailed us with offers. So I was so over the moon because, yeah, that's just another thing I get to go and enjoy. And I have always wanted to do something new. I've done some new things, like, and a lot of the special event type things that I do, I mean, it's new to an extent, but it's usually just like a really limited performance. But for my little bucket list as a dancer, for years and years and years, I always wanted to do something that was a part of the creative process of building something new that would debut as like a big brand new thing. And I always thought it would be a show, or, like a show on a cruise ship or something. I had no idea, but I never got to do it. And then this came along, and so this is finally going to be checked off my bucket list. I'm so excited. I think I prematurely checked that off my bucket list when I did the D100 cavalcade, because I was like, well, it's new but no, I'm putting it back on my bucket list. I'm going to check it off again properly this time, because yeah, it'll be another little dream come true for me. Very, very, very excited about that. So I don't have too much more information about it. They're still figuring everything out, so I'm sure I'll get more information in the coming weeks. And then I also got offered another performance opportunity at Knott's Berry Farm for a show called It's Your Life, Charlie Brown, which I accepted. I'm very, very excited to do that. That one I auditioned for a few weeks ago, and then found out about a week after we auditioned. And it is just a really limited time show that runs kind of through February at Knott's Berry Farm, and it's with the Peanuts characters, and I'm a dancer in that, so that'll be really fun. That'll be my first time back on a stage. Goring 20s was a balcony, so I'm going to say that that wasn't... Look at the qualifications I have. Goring 20s is a balcony show. This is actually a stage show, so I'm going to... It's not like an indoor theater, but it is a stage. I think it's called a Calico Mine stage. So this is really exciting because that'll be the first time I've been back on a stage since 2015, performing, and I'm very, very excited to do it. It's a really cute, it's a play on, it's called It's Your Life, Charlie Brown. There was a show called This Is Your Life, right? Where they would surprise a celebrity with, look back into their life. So it's that, but for Charlie Brown, I guess. Yeah, and it looks really, really fun. And I think I know almost everybody that's going to be doing it. So it'll be just like a fun little season of doing that as well. Did I audition for it? Oh, I have another audition coming up next week for Knott's Berry Farm. I have a few special events that I'll be participating in for Disney and for Knott's Berry Farm. So I'm just very, very lucky. It seems like if you were following along earlier this year and I had that period where I wasn't really doing anything through the middle of the year, look, we'll call it the slump. It wasn't my favorite time. I was very, very hopeful, but also, very upset because I went back to dancing last Christmas and I was like this. I was so excited about everything, so happy about everything. I thought everything would just kind of line itself up and fall into place. But, I was so used to doing contracts that would be a guaranteed 9 months that I'm not used to this new world where I kind of dip in for a month, dip out for a month, dip in for 3 months, crossed with something else for a month. This like part-time dancer life. I think I was always used to contract dancer life, which is just very, very different. You kind of dedicate your whole 9 months to it. You don't do anything else. You just live on a cruise ship, or you live in Japan, or you just do that. Like, that's all you have to worry about. You can turn your brain off the whole time. It's so nice. So yeah, I think this new world of being, a full-grown adult that still has all of my other responsibilities, and then going to dance and then coming home and still having all those responsibilities, it has been a really interesting adjustment. It's not dancing like I remember it, because I think dancing like I remember it was a lifestyle where the only thing I had to really care about was dancing, and the rest was just play. Like, honestly, it was like being a kid. That's why I never understood why people would like, oh, when you grow up, like, you'll wish you were still back in school. I never. I think for the years that I was dancing, I just loved all of that. Not to say that I don't love this, but it is a very different experience this time. I dance. I'm doing this right now. I'm doing my job, my JLB creative job, which doesn't stop just because I do the dancing. But then I'll upload all of this. I'll go and dance all day, and then I'll come home and I have other responsibilities, and so it just felt like a lot extra. But because I enjoy it so much, it doesn't feel, it's like tiredness that you feel like is totally worth it. When you're just exhausted, but it's just in the best way because you were doing all the things you were happy to do. So I am very, very, very grateful and very thankful. I didn't love the slump this year. I'm sure most people heard about that. But at the end of the day, like, you can't control those things. And I was always very optimistic, but just very impatient. That's kind of who I am as a person. I'm a little impatient. But I'm very, very thankful that it seems to be working out for 2024. Maybe I just jumped the gun a little bit. Maybe I was counting my chickens a little too early or something. So I am really, really happy about that. Essentially, everything just kind of lines up one thing after the other. So, I'll be pretty set and pretty happy just continuing to do all of that. I think kind of next Halloween time it all falls apart for me, just because a lot of the commitments at Knott's Berry Farm, you have to be available for every single show date. And then for some of the special event things at Disney, that's the same. You have to be available for every single show date. And then around September time, I think next year, Steve and I are going to Italy. Steve's shooting a wedding there, and I'm just going just to go. I think I'll assist, but I don't think I'm doing much. But he wants to turn that into a holiday. So all of that to say, I won't be here for a lot of those September dates that I think you would actually have to be here for to take the offers. So I might be off next Halloween season, but it's okay. There's got to be times where I'm not doing something so that I can still do all my workshops. Like, and that I think will kind of slot into where it needs to slot into. But it did make me really excited because I thought of one of my favorite virtual voyages, the workshops we did, was for the Lamplight Cruise, the Pixar one. And because it was summer and I loved all of that. I think it was so fun to do. I loved the themes. I loved how it all came together. That one I really, really loved. I love a lot of them, but that one specifically just it has such good vibes for me. But now next summer I'll be doing Pixar. I feel like I just want to kind of revive that and do another type of that, but it might be too much. It might be, oversaturation of Pixar for me, so maybe not. But I am thinking already about things that I might like to do for workshops next year. I think it's my goal to obviously do Virtual Voyage again. I think I would like to do 2, and then one kind of shorter one and one kind of longer one. But I think I would also like to do another standalone workshop, whether it's a Daisy style workshop, extension like number 2, or an extension course for the other styles that I didn't cover, or something completely different. There have been a few workshop ideas I've had in my mind that were just a lot more art journaling based, like just very stripped back, very kind of introspective, kind of, a little bit more emotionally driven. So a lot of the stuff we do is kind of fun or just very informative, but then there's this whole side of what I do in art journaling when I'm thinking about my memories and being very, pensive, that feels very intimate and very emotional. And the thing I really held off on doing that for is because I feel like it crosses into the boundary of like therapy, and that is something I'm so not qualified to deal with. I've been to a lot of therapists, but I am not one. So those are just thoughts that are going around in my head as far as what I want to do for JLB Creative. It kind of gets like that towards this part of the year because I have to think about next year and what I'm going to do. Playtest Patreon is not off, like the list for now, but it's also not something I'm really thinking about. I would like to collaborate. There's someone I would like to collaborate with, but I haven't reached out to them yet. So I want to do that as far as like products go, because I think it would be really, really fun. But I'll have to think about that because I'm sure it would be quite a financial investment to do it. But I think I would like to do it because I've wanted to. I'm going to reach out. Maybe not over Christmas. Maybe I'll wait until next year. But yeah, and then I'd love to go back home to Australia. I want to visit again. I'm very, very jealous that my family's all getting together for Christmas, but I've just been, so I can't really go back, and I'm going to be busy over Christmas anyway. But I would really love to go back with Steve next year. But that's the thing, like, can you really go to Australia and Italy in the same year? I mean, if it doesn't break the budget alone, it's like, how much time do we have off? Like, what? I'm still used to thinking that I can just take off whenever I want. So in my head, I could still go to Australia next week if I wanted to, but that's just not the case. Like, I'm actually employed by other people and they're not just going to let me go like that. So that's something that I still haven't trained my brain to understand. Oh, this part of the video is just showing you all the Collage Club sheets, like all the ones we ended up doing. So you'll see a lot of the illustrations come together for this part. Some of them you don't see because I didn't do them. Like, all of that's AI stuff, so you don't really see that on the video, but a lot of the illustrations are there, right there. They made it to Collage Club. So yeah, that is just kind of my catch up. Thank you so much for dealing with me with my allergies today. I wanted to make sure I got this out to you and got Merry Mix Media all done so that you can have all day to enjoy it and all weekend to enjoy it. Hopefully you're having a lovely, peaceful holiday season. And if it's not peaceful, hopefully it's productive in whatever way you need it to be. I am going to keep myself very, very busy and be finishing up my 5-year journal. I'm not planning on doing a ton of, Christmas journaling this year, but really, really getting stuck into my 5-year journal and trying to get it all wrapped up nice and neatly so that I can get it ready for my ultimate 5-year journal flip in January. It's going to be so exciting to do all of that. Oh, I have to film my art snacks. Just arrived too. That just arrived before I started filming, so I got to get that done. Thank you for being here. I'll see you again soon. Bye.